Hi guys, Emmy here from Emmy Plays. First of all, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share this video, and that way you can and hit that notify button because that way you can be notified of future content. I will be doing more content like this in the future. And as I promised earlier today, if you saw my little clip on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, I am going to be doing a react video, which is this, to the Shadowlands 9.2 reveal. And before I go any further, if you see this little cartoon here, for those of you that don't know, it's about my comic book series that I am currently developing a Kickstarter campaign relaunch for called The Adventures of Super Sugar and Boy Coffee. And if you're interested, you can go to www.fvcomics.com and you can click on the join the email list button, which is there, and it'll get you on our list and you can find out updates about the campaign. Anyone who clicks on that list and joins will get a free downloadable ebook of my previously published novel Everywhere, which will be newly edited with new chapters, epilogue chapters. You will also get 5 free fully colored pages from the Super Sugar issue number 1, and you'll get a free black and white holiday special that I am doing of Super Sugar and Boy Coffee. So look at all that stuff you get for free just for signing up. And all those things you'll get, the 5 pages you'll get right away. The novel and the holiday special you get as soon as the minute we finish with them. We're almost done. Okay, so there's that. That's the end of the commercial. Okay, so anyway, without any further ado, here's the 9.2 reveal. And by the way, just off the top of my head, I noticed it's called Eternity's End. So I'm assuming
story pulls together threads
this is it.
that
After this
started
is
in
10.0.
Warcraft 3 and wove their way through many of our expansions. We approached it like a drama in 3 acts. Now, as the 3rd and final act begins of the saga, we need to stop the jailer from reaching his ultimate goal, which is to rewrite the rules of reality. Eternity's End serves as the final chapter of one book of the Warcraft saga.
Okay, see, this right off the bat, I've got an issue, because the jailer, we already know that the jailer was never a part of the Warcraft 3 storyline, because that's basically what they're saying is this is the last chapter of the story that we have all been playing since Warcraft 3. You know, the whole Lich King story, the whole Undead, the Scourge. The jailer was never a part of that. They're doing this as a retcon. And it's really, I personally think it's not good, to say it so mildly. It's just not good. Lazy writing is what it is. That's really what it is.
The jailer has the advantage. He has seized the sigils of the leaders of the 4 covenants.
We see Sylvanas realize that she's been a pawn in the jailer's game this entire time, and she refuses to serve him, and she's taken prison.
Okay. Has it ever, like, occurred to anybody else, like, I thought Sylvanas was pretty smart. I thought she was a really smart person, or undead, whatever. Why did it take her so long to realize that this guy was playing her? Like, why trust him over anybody else? Just because he said, I'm going to rewrite stuff. And excuse me, he was pretty upfront using people. Why didn't she think he would use her? And that's lazy writing.
Prisoner.
The jailer is able to open a portal to who knows where,
right back.
taking Anduin with him.
And the Primus had us take some time to retrieve some new sigils.
Now we have gathered our forces. We are working with the Primus to open our own gateway to pursue the jailer to this realm unlike any we've seen before.
The Primus opens a portal,
Zareth
and we
Mortis.
come into this alien land. It's completely white, foggy. We're walking on water for some reason.
They can only make out some shapes, some figures there, some crazy devices and consoles.
Eventually, you make your way to a giant gate, and behind
Okay.
it lies Zareth Mortis.
Cool. Oh, I like that. I like the
Mortis
visuals.
was created by the first ones, and it is intended to create afterlives.
Think of it as being tucked away in the fabric of the Shadowlands itself. It's kind of the behind the scenes of these afterlives that we've journeyed to.
It's the land
kinda
where
looks
the
like
progenitors,
Silithus,
the
right?
first
A
ones
little
who
bit, just the
created
desert
all of the
part.
realms of the Shadowlands. This is their workshop.
They've created everything we've experienced in Azeroth and Shadowlands, and even realms we haven't discovered yet.
These first ones built the universe as far as we know, but their intentions or methods are completely unknown.
But of course, the Jailer's presence here is disrupting this process, and we're working to push back against the Jailer's forces and protect this place.
I think the artists have done a fantastic job, and I know they did a lot of research, and they looked at a lot of real-life examples of very strange places in the real world.
As a team, we were really trying to make this place as alien as possible, so we really wanted to make everything feel completely unique and completely different. Our trees here are floating, we have stones
Avatar
that are
reference.
floating, we even have the
Sort of.
massive Forge of Afterlives that is floating in the center of the zone.
And true to its name,
Okay.
it's something that is kind of putting together a new afterlife to be sent out into the Shadowlands.
We have this water all around you because water is really the catalyst for any kind of creation.
It's actually unlike any other water that we've seen before. This is actually water that we can walk on. It almost creates like a threshold between Zereth Mortis and some other kind of more primordial space right below it. Everything you see in Zereth Mortis has a purpose, an intention behind it. For us, it was really important to find ways to convey that intention in the environment itself. And one of the ways in which we did it was through this duality between a lush and a dry biome. In the dry biome, we see perhaps what the original look of the zone
like
was
those
when
spiders.
the progenitors were first establishing this workspace for themselves. And in the lush biome, we see the result of their experimentation with plant life and fauna and things
Oh,
like
I like that.
These are all test beds for what we'll
I
eventually
wonder
see
if we'd
elsewhere.
be able to tame any of those for hunters. Creatures, okay.
From there, we started thinking about what kinds of creatures would be in this place.
I
that
like
are
this. I like the
fundamentally,
aesthetics.
prototypes.
Very nice.
There's terraforming here. There's creatures that are building afterlives. We tried to really stretch and think what that might be like.
Oh, I like that. So that looks like
My
that.
personal favorite
Ah!
includes the giant armored snail.
Okay, I want that
And we
snail.
also have a progenitor chicken,
No,
which answers
chicken,
the question of what came
Chicken,
first.
gotta have the chicken. Yeah, I know. I heard the
These
joke. What
first
comes
ones
first,
who
chicken or the egg?
crafted
Okay.
Zereth Mortis, what they left behind were the Automa, meant to take care of the place and make sure that it fulfilled its function to create afterlives.
The Automa have several different classes, and you can see this in their silhouettes. We have the Builders, we have the Protectors, we have the Casters, and each one of them have a specific role within the Shadowlands. And then you'll also discover the Jiro, which are a part of the Automa. They're a little more
those look
quirky,
like,
they have
you
a
know,
little more
little
personality.
air elementals
They are a
in
little
Pandaria,
more
don't they?
sentient than the other Automa, so
bit.
some of them even split off to pursue their own desires.
Unfortunately, when we found our way in, Devourers also found their way in. They are ravenous.
They're consuming this weird energy, and it's causing them to mutate and to fall apart.
And the Automa, where they are confronted by them, some of them are fighting them off.
And so it's going to take some time for them
What
to
does that mean, some of them?
understand
Does it mean
that
the others
we're
are working
here
with them?
trying to help them drive out this threat. Fortunately, we've got some allies. There are
Allied
some
races.
enlightened
He
brokers
said
here that
allies.
we're going to be working with.
But it's a
So,
broker that arrived
does
here
that mean
quite
allied
a long time
races?
ago and has had a change of heart from looking at the world as a very transactional place to seeing this place as a holy place, a sacred place.
Okay.
We meet an enlightened one named Fareem, and Fareem needs our assistance,
Bet you it's
and
gonna
in
be
return
another
he
faction.
leads us to Haven.
What about
which
Venari?
is a hub
We've been working
that has
with
been
Venari
created
this
out
whole
of the
time.
Progenitor
She
ruins,
doesn't
and this is
come
where
with
the
us?
Enlightened really have made their home.
Haven serves as our foothold here,
And the
as well
Archivist
as
will
use
serve.
it as a base of operations and really start unlocking the mysteries of this land.
The enlightened brokers are intent on protecting and preserving the work of the first ones here, but now they're seeing Zoval bring his forces against the Atoma and tear up the land, and they are eager for assistance.
The brokers themselves are very ostentatious, they're very into materialism, but the Enlightened are not that at all. They have relinquished this material way, and you'll see this reflected in their clothes. They're a little tattered, they're a little faded, because it just isn't important to them anymore. They're just here for the pursuit of
I
knowledge.
like the armor. Here goes some
When players arrive,
systems.
they're kind of fishes out of water. And one of the first things that we have to do is start learning how to communicate with the Automa. Think of it as a kind of runic language, based in symbols.
We will
Okay.
bond with a small construct who's pretty cute, actually. And with his assistance and the assistance of Fareem, we will learn
my God.
eventually how to understand.
You know what it looks like? Does anybody remember Portal and Portal 2? Portal 2 with Wheatley? It looks like Wheatley with arms and legs.
and the symbols through the cipher of the first ones.
We'll uncover different parts of this alphabet and start to learn more about the progenitors.
Okay, I really like that.
Itself.
I
it will
like
allow
that.
you to unlock new and different forms of content. So that can range from daily quests to new options on the vendors to places to explore and new side quests that open up. So it's really the gateway to exploring the far reaches of Zereth Mortis.
As we looked into the development of Cipher of the First Ones, we wanted something that was unique that players haven't seen before. A little bit of familiarity, but something that takes that to the next level.
We really involved the whole team in this creative process. We worked with our UI team to be able to represent those through text, through these things talking and seeing them on screen in chat bubbles and in our chat window. Little by little, these kind of runes start taking shape into words that we recognize. But it's going to be a process that unfolds over the course of playing through Eternity's End. The Automa speak in this kind of musical language. They don't talk the way that we mortals are used to speaking. The sound team was super excited. They jumped in, they started prototyping all kinds of different sounds. We listened, we gave feedback, and we really ended up in a cool place.
I like that thing. It's cute.
As you're playing through and gradually unlocking the language, you'll be able to see those words that they're saying, but still hear those tones.
Okay, that was really cool. I like that. That's very unique.
The Jailer's true goal has never really been to escape the mob or to gain power. He's been focused on reaching this place called the Sepulchre, to go into this place of power and to really rewrite the rules of the universe. We'll learn that the Jailer has breached the Sepulchre of the First Ones, and this becomes our new raid for Eternity's End. We're going to gather our forces, we're going to pursue the Jailer inside. Once you go inside the Sepulchre, there's some mind-blowing visuals. This is a place that should not be able to exist according to the laws of physics as we know them on Azeroth. Just looking out into this impossible sky of seeing these ancient
You know what this reminds me of? I think Bellalar said this too. The No Man's Sky. You guys know that game, No Man's Sky? This has a lot of that.
Those laws don't apply to anything we see.
I like it.
Among the bosses that we're going to face in Sepulchre of the First Ones include the Jailer's forces, maybe a Dreadlord or two that you haven't tied up loose ends with.
A Dreadlord or two that you haven't tied up. Can we say Mal'Ganis? Come on.
We'll face a Constellar. This is similar to a being like Algalon, but the Jailer's gotten to it and has infused his domination magic into the Constellar. Before we get to the Jailer, however, we need to get to Anduin first. Our hope is that we can learn whatever Anduin knows about domination magic. We need to be able to resist it, or better yet, fight it.
Okay, it's almost done.
We know players have been waiting a long time for the return of tier sets, and as devs, we have too.
It's a great blend of progenitor magic, golds, and metals, along with those class-defining silhouettes. Wars for shamans, pointy things for rogues. It's going to look amazing.
Our class and combat team was super excited to bring class sets back. This is something that felt really right for the story. We're in the final act of the Shadowlands saga. We're here literally on the brink at Eternity's End. And what better place to fully unleash the power of these classes? And I think players will really enjoy the return of those class sets just as much as the team enjoyed making them.
How do you make something that is mystical and magical and incomprehensible and yet understandable? I think we've done a good job of finding that line.
The team as a whole has been working so hard, and we are so excited to get this out for everyone.
We're gonna get new mounts, new pets.
A bit horrifying for me, but exciting for some is the fact that, some of the spider mounts can now fly. Who needs flying spiders? But that's also going to be a cool thing for people.
We have updates to professions, to soulbinds, to conduits. There's a new dancing minigame in Darkmoon Fair.
I'm a story guy, so I'm super geeked about watching players kind of piece together those little lore tidbits. That's what excites me as well.
I'm really looking forward to Season 3 of Mythic Plus. Tazavesh is getting split into 2 dungeons. If you're a raider, if you chase Keystone Master, if you're an achievement collector, there's something for everyone to do in this.
Shadowlands is like the final chapter of one book of the Warcraft saga, and our team is already hard at work on the next stories to come. Can't talk about them quite yet, but when the time is right, we're going to be really excited to share them with you.
Okay. Stay there. Okay. All right, let me pause back. Okay, so there it is, the 9.2 reveal. So there's a lot to take in there. I'll say this first of all. I was not expecting all that. I would have been expecting just you go in and you do the raid and that's it. Because I've got to be honest with you. I know a lot of you feel the same way. I'm exhausted with all this with Shadowlands. I am exhausted. All this factioning, all the different areas, and then the world quests and all. Hey, I have fun. I like doing that stuff, but it's enough already. I just want to I'm tired of seeing the jailer. He's such an annoying boss to me. He doesn't have that much substance to him. He's just there. It's like, me, bad guy, me want to change world. Ha 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 ha. Or we want to change reality. You must stop me. Ha ha. It's there's not enough content behind him. They've done all this retconning to make us think that, oh, he's been there the whole time. No, he hasn't. He's the death. He's the death. That was never the case. He was never there in the original story. Okay, yes, death was yes, the concept of death was there, but it wasn't him specifically. And whenever we ever heard of the Jailer of the Damned, that's the Lich King. I'll be honest with you. I would have liked to maybe see Arthas again. Maybe he's something that they're gonna introduce later as a surprise. I hope, because that would have been kind of cool. I mean, and one thing that I'm very disappointed on is I was expecting to for us as the player characters to run into more old characters. Now, granted, they did bring some of that back in 9.1.5. So, we got the whole thing with, Thrall and Draka and, what's his name? Kelthus Sunstrider and Revendreth. I know Garrosh, I think, is involved in, I think, in Maldraxxus. And then you have Uther in Bastion. But there were so many more than that. And I was kind of hoping that we would interact with more characters. So I'm a tiny bit disappointed about that. I mean, yes, again, I know that they did add more in the 9.1.5, so I mean that at least they did. But anyway, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic with this final patch. I like that they split Tazavesh into 2 dungeons, because I actually haven't done Tazavesh yet, but I'm going to soon, and in fact I might do it after I finish this video. And my gosh, Sylvanas raid is hard. I was not expecting that to be that hard, because the Denathrius wasn't as difficult as I thought. I mean, not that difficult. You can pretty much check the, and Sylvanas, the pattern is also you can learn it, but it's still difficult when she does that one shot kill at the very end that you have to interrupt her. That's difficult. So anyway, I finally, I like that we finally get to Zereth Mortis. I love the aesthetics, love the visuals. I like the lore. I love the fact that you have to learn this language. That's very unique. That's something that I've never, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think we've ever done that before. I'm getting that from what that was Enchanted, or I'm getting Enchanted, listen to me, Enlightened, that maybe there'll be an allied race. I don't know, maybe not, because they're kind of an afterlife kind of deal. But I'm assuming we're going to get some kind of allied race coming on after this. Maybe the Covenant races will be part of that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know, man. Guys, I'm just, like I said, I'm very cautiously optimistic with this. We'll have to see what happens. I like the mounts that they've shown so far. The snail, the holy frog or whatever. Looks like some kind of, did I see a panther? I'm not sure. The ball, that looks kind of cool. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess that's, it didn't show when it's coming out. It didn't say the day. Let me see if does it say what day? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, whenever it comes out, it comes out. Looks like nobody disliked it. Everybody liked it. So that's a good sign. I mean, let's face it. They did this because people complained, right? This is what happens when you complain. And let me tell you something. This should have been done a while back. We should have been seeing this way before. They did. I mean, they messed it up so much that they had to put in a quick fix, and then now we're getting this, and it's like, really? So anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And listen, if I'm gonna give a generalized critique of it, I'll say I like it, but I'm going to reserve final judgment for when I actually play it. I'll tell you one thing I'm not crazy about. I am willing to bet that we're gonna have to grind and, do a faction thing, and it's gonna be just like another Korthia. So all that work we do in Korthia is gonna be like for nothing, other than getting us to this point, and then we're gonna have to start all over again. It's like, I really hope that's not gonna be the case. I hope that at least some of the stuff we do in Korthia is gonna matter, not just progression of the story. I'm talking about the archivists. I'm talking about all the world quests, all the faction stuff. Come on, Blizzard, make it matter towards the Zereth Mortis area. So we'll see. I don't know. So anyway, guys, that's all I have, the time I have for now. Thanks for watching. I'll do more videos like this, not just about World of Warcraft, but about other games. So if you have any other games you want me to do, let me know. I am working on. I know my lighting is not ideal. I mean, I don't know how much more I have to do. I've got a really nice ring light here. Maybe it's enough. I don't know, but I'll see if I can improve that somehow. So thanks again, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember to like, follow, and click that notify bell and share. And you can find me here on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all under Emmy Plays 1. On YouTube, I don't think it's... Just look up Emmy Plays and you'll see my icon below. Just look for that. On TikTok, I'm Emmy's Wacky World, EMIS Wacky World. On Twitch, I'm Emmy Plays 1, the number 1. And also on Facebook, I'm Emmy Plays number 1. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Be kind. Be safe.